No, that is full screen for me.
Oh, okay. We'll have to have a little look at this, won't we?
I can email this to you all afterwards. I don't know what's going on with my Zoom this morning.
Full screen on mine.
It's full screen on mine too. Okay, Nicola, can you go to the next slide? Very glamorous assistant this morning.
You're very welcome.
Okay, so my name's Ashleigh and my business is Copper Square Communications. I started Copper Square in September of 2015 when my daughter was 6 months old. I had been working head of comms for a local council and was on maternity leave and just decided that that 9 to 5 world was no longer for me. I wanted the flexibility to work from home and be a mum and still have that kind of sanity of not being a full-time mum all the time. She's here today, so she probably will come bounding through this door at any minute, so just the madness that is my house. I'm a member of the Chartered Institute of Marketing and I specialise in social media strategy, training and content. I work with businesses of all sizes across the UK and Ireland, helping them with their social media and integrating that as part of their overall marketing strategy. So quite often a lot of businesses will start up and they'll have a Facebook page and they think that their Facebook page is the answer to all of their business problems, and unfortunately it's not. There's a lot of hard work that has to go into building a social media presence. So I work with clients of all sizes and of all nature of businesses. Takes me all over Ireland, working with hotels and pubs and restaurants and nightclubs, helping them to use social media to grow their business. So when COVID struck, a lot of my work was put on pause. But I actually picked up another kind of group of work. So I would be a specialist mentor with local council here and actually a volunteer mentor with women in business in Northern Ireland as well. And I help high growth companies who perhaps don't have in-house marketing team or they just need extra consultancy support. So I'll work with them through short campaigns. In addition to that, I also host a social media conference. And this year it's happening online on the 17th and 18th of September. And we have guest speakers from LinkedIn and Twitter joining us on that day, as well as a host of local speakers, specialist speakers. So that's a little bit about me and my business. My presentation today is on social media and how you can incorporate it strategically into your business. If you can go down to the next slide, Nicola, please. Thank you. Okay, so social media, whenever I very first started working in marketing in 2004, so it's the type of technology that allows you to share ideas, information, and really build a community. It includes microblogging, photo, video sharing, and examples of social media: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, WhatsApp, YouTube, the list goes on and on. So it can be a little bit overwhelming when you first think about social media and how you can use it for your business. Can you scroll down, Nicola?
Sure.
Thank you. So we are digital and we are social, and Hootsuite put together a growth report, and they update it periodically throughout the year. So in April they updated this report, and because of the coronavirus and more people being in lockdown and working from home, digital activity has just absolutely skyrocketed. There's an increase of 8.7% global active social media users. That equates to an increase of 304 million people accessing content on social media. So that's a massive jump. We're also spending a lot more time on the internet. So in April, the average internet user was spending 6 hours and 48 hours of your day is for sleep. That's an average of 40% of our working day or our waking day is spent on the internet.
Wow.
And approximately half of that time is spent on social media. So we're spending a lot of time looking at Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, and it's a really noisy place and a really crowded market, but there are a lot of opportunities for businesses to get involved in conversations. Kantar research in just it kind of in the middle of the whole coronavirus thing found that 64% of respondents felt it was okay for brands to continue with their advertising. So businesses that dropped everything on the 23rd of March whenever and keep building up that brand loyalty, and people were quite happy to see that. We can scroll down to the next slide, please, Nicola. So social media is part of your marketing strategy. It's not this thing that sits out. One of the talks that I deliver is hope is not a strategy, and it comes from the line James Cameron when they were trying to find the Titanic. He said, luck is not a factor, hope is not a strategy, and fear is not an option. So it's important to think when you're using social media, think about it as part of your overall marketing strategy. Who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. Because when you know that, it will help you to pick the right platform that you should be on, and you'll get your messaging and everything all working together. Sorry, thanks, Nicola. I'm sitting here scrolling, going, why is it not working? So I put in a little, oh, thanks, Doreen. See you soon.
Bye, Doreen.
A little quote of a checklist. So always have a purpose with your social media. So think we create, share, and engage on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, whatever the platform might be. Identify who it is that you're talking to. So who are your customers? What is it that you want to help them achieve? And as a result, what will you achieve for your business? So it's a really quick checklist statement that will help you bring your social media into focus, because if you're not thinking about it strategically, you'll end up saying, well, Facebook doesn't work for me or LinkedIn doesn't work for me. But if you haven't thought from the beginning, well, what is it that I want it to do? It's very difficult to then measure how effective it is. Can you scroll down? Thank you. So I've picked the top 4 platforms for business for today's talk, and this little slide this shows their mission statements of each of the social media platform, and from that we can learn that social media platforms are used differently for different audiences. So Twitter, if it's happening anywhere, it is happening. It is about literally bigger moments that are happening. So when things happen in the news, Marcus Rushford took to Twitter to appeal to the UK government to offer free school meals for children. That didn't happen on Facebook. That happens on Twitter. So it gives you access to those decision makers and influencers. I love Twitter. It's one of my favorite social media platforms, and it goes crazy at Eurovision times. I really missed Eurovision this year, but those kind of Eurovision, Love Island, those kind of big discussions all happen on Twitter. Facebook's current mission statement is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. If you think about how you use Facebook personally, it's to connect with family and friends. It's to find out who's had what for breakfast, or what's happening. If you're using, sorry, here comes my dog. Okay, so if you're using Facebook for your business, you think about how people are using it, and you don't want to be interrupting their kind of checking up with family and friends. So you're using it to build your business community, or as you call a tribe. So creating Facebook groups and things like that. Instagram is bringing you closer to the people and the things that you love. So people go to Instagram for their daily inspiration. So content that inspires, motivational quotes, latest books that you've maybe read. And LinkedIn is to connect the world's professionals to make them more productive and successful. People go to LinkedIn with a business mindset. So if you're wanting to grow your business and make business connections, then LinkedIn is where it is naturally going to happen. If we think about the different types of content then that suit each platform, and this slide is from We Are Social and Hootsuite, and it shows the types of content that people say they wanted to see during this lockdown phase. So people are accessing the internet. They want to see more movies, they want to see funny memes, and they want how-to videos and tutorials. So if you have a business or a service that you can be providing value in terms of how to, so how to have fresher skin in 7 days, how to help children with their homework, those kind of really practical how-to topics are what people are looking for. And not surprisingly, 21% of males want to see more sports on the internet. But it's just interesting to think, what is the type of content that people want, and is your business, the content that you're putting out, is that matching what people are wanting? So I've given you some content ideas as to how you can use each of the social media platforms, and I've focused on their kind of latest features. So LinkedIn introduced polls in May 2020, and it's a really good way to get feedback from your audience on LinkedIn. You can ask a question and you can schedule how long you want the poll to run for, whether that's a week or 2 or 3 days. It's a really good way to get engagement quickly and get a sense of what your audience are interested in. And I really hope everybody can understand the Northern Ireland accent. I was kind of giggling earlier when I said par to myself. You scroll down to the next one. Thanks,
Sure.
Nicola.
Sure.
Okay, Twitter has, my goodness, they have introduced so many features since we've been in lockdown. You can now tweet with your voice. Now it's only available on iOS, not available yet on Android, but it's a 140-second audio clip, and it comes up with your profile picture and the little kind of sound bar underneath it. Now there are concerns that it will be used negatively in terms of trolling. However, I think it could work really well, and if you are a podcaster or an influencer, or a really quick, this is where I am today and this is what I'm doing, if you're at an event or even an event online or something like that, I think it could work really well from that point of view. And hooray, you can also now schedule your tweets on your desktop. So no longer do we have to be using Buffer or Hootsuite or Sprout Social or any of these kind of third-party tools. You can schedule tweets directly from your desktop at a time and a date that you want it to go out. So I think that's a really good way to use Twitter if you're involved in a local networking hour. So in Northern Ireland, we have #Belfast Hour, which takes place every Thursday night between 9 and 10 o'clock. And it is so fast. Like, there's just content coming from every direction. But if you can schedule your tweets to go out within that 60 minutes, whereby you've got your key messages going out, then that will allow you to actually sit and engage and respond and interact with other people within that networking hour. So
I've done that Belfast hour.
It's great. How did you find it?
It was fast, you know, and we had to add, there was Belfast hour, and we also had to hashtag another product because somebody was doing a giveaway. I didn't win the giveaway. Bummer.
A featured business who will sponsor, who put up a prize and sponsor the hour.
That's right.
So it's a really good way to get your business name out there.
Yeah.
A tip for using Facebook is to go live on Facebook. And does anybody use Facebook Live at the minute?
I have done in the past. Yeah.
So Facebook loves live content. It loves video content, and increasingly people are turning into social media to find out about the news. So if you've got kind of a product launch or a service launch, then doing a live on Facebook would be a really good way to get that message out there. So you can make sure your broadband is stable would be an obvious tip. Engage with your audience, say hello to them, answer their questions live on air. And the longer you're live, the more likely people are to invite their friends to watch. So if you're doing a Facebook Live and it's really engaging and it's exciting and people are watching it, they're more likely then to tag their friends in it and say, you know, bounce on here and see what's happening. Tell people ahead of time when you're going to go live, so you build up that bit of momentum and excitement. And be creative and go live often. So change your location or your backdrop, and use Creator Studio within Facebook to see what sort of engagement your lives are getting. And then if there's one that is like really stand out on a particular topic or because of your venue or wherever you happen to be, then it's a rinse and repeat. So stick with what works. I got told off last week because I used to be sitting in this corner behind me where my husband skis, and I was on a Zoom call with a visual merchandiser, and she said, "What is that in the background? Get that on the floor." So they're now lying on the floor beside me today. But, it's just sometimes you forget about the things that are in the background. Can you scroll down to the next one, Nicola? Thank you. Instagram again had loads of features coming out during lockdown. They have Instagram Shop is coming to the UK. It's currently in the US at the minute, but they have lots of little stickers that you can use on your stories, and they've got a specific small business sticker which enables your Instagram followers to mention your brand using this little sticker. It's a really good way to get brand awareness and get your name out there. I think Instagram stories is a good place to show your personality and to do little short live videos, but to keep it different from your Instagram grid. So your Instagram grid would be on brand and the content would you know, look really slick. If you think that your Instagram grid is your magazine cover, so what does that say about your business? But use your stories to talk about you. Nicola, do you mind scrolling down?
For sure.
Thank you. And be social on social media. There's nothing worse than just pumping out content and not engaging with anybody. And they've got lots of options to. LinkedIn introduced the reactions, which were a lot of people loved or hated them. I quite like them. I like being able to celebrate if somebody's got a new job or they're launching a new event or a product. I tend not to give a lot of love out on LinkedIn. Just I think that kind of sits more comfortable with that on Facebook. But respond to, you know, if somebody comments on your post, acknowledge it and respond, because it's a really good way to build your online network. If somebody came up to you in a networking event and started to talk to you and you didn't talk back to them, you'd think, what a weirdo. So why do it online? You know, just be social and engage with people. Do you mind popping down to the next one? And I've put in a little bit of a toolkit. So I've included some Canva's great. I created this presentation on Canva, and it's really good for creating quick social media graphics or blog covers. You can get lots of copyright-free images and videos from Unsplash. Creator Studio is a built-in scheduling tool with Facebook and Instagram, and you can schedule your content across both platforms now. Facebook Blueprint is fantastic if you want to learn more about Facebook, and a little badge you can pop on your email signature. And LinkedIn Learning have launched a lot of free courses this month. So not just about LinkedIn, but also about other kind of business skills that might be useful. So it's always worth checking that out. Finish off with some top 4 tips. So set objectives, think about what it is that you want your social media to do for your business, and don't just create random content and then people would be left confused. Be yourself. If you try to be somebody or something that you're not, you're sure to get found out on social media. It allows you to share your expertise, whether that as a makeup artist or a photographer or an accountant. And at the end of the day, people still buy from people. So show your personality, get in front of the right audience, and that will help increase your following. You don't need to be everywhere at once. I have picked 4 social media platforms to kind of give a top tip on content, but it's always advisable to pick one platform that suits you and your business, be consistent on it, and do it really well before you try and spread yourself too thin across too many platforms and end up not getting anywhere because you're not being consistent with it. There's no better way to stay in front of people's minds if you're visible. And finally, put your customer first. Think about what it is that your customer wants and needs. That way, when you're creating content, it is relevant, it is interesting, and it is of value. So if we're spending 6 hours, 43 minutes on the internet, and half of that is on social media, you want to make sure that your content stands out over anybody else's. So make sure that you're writing your content and presenting your content, thinking about what it is that your customer wants, and not necessarily using it as a platform just for yourself. For today, I'm a little bit more flustered than I would like to have been because I hate not being able to be in control of a slide deck. So apologies, I don't know why my screen wouldn't share. But I hope that has been useful and that you've all kind of got something from it.
Thank you so much, Ashleigh. Does anybody have any questions?